So my next adventure takes me to Sicily, which is the southernmost part of Italy. I'm going to Palermo because a friend of mine sits on the board of the Chamber Orchestra of New York, and the conductor is unveiling a piece at the Palermo Opera House, and she has very generously invited me to go. She's only going for a couple of days. I'm going for the entire week. I always say that preparing for an adventure like this is not too dissimilar to preparing for leadership. Here's an example of what I mean by that. Number one, I had to think about the outcomes. My mastermind, my premium level mastermind, kicks off on January 21st. It's by far the largest group that I have ever had to manage, facilitate, and lead. It's a huge responsibility. So I'm really thinking about how I can have time just with my thoughts, no partner, no friends, nobody around, and just to come to this big responsibility with a very clear headspace. I want to make sure I'm taking a very complete break, and I'm spending a lot of time journaling, so I'm connecting the dots with some creative ideas. Number two, I had to think about my fears. I am 50. I'm not 20 anymore, which means that I'm going to be tired. There are no direct flights to Palermo. I have to connect through Zurich, or I have to connect through Rome. I'm connecting through Rome. And so I need to really prioritize where I'm going to spend my energy. Going around trying to find places by bus or by train isn't the best use of my energies when I'm only there for a week. So I have hired a driver because that person's already familiar with the sites that I want to see, and I don't want to spend time rooting around looking for it. The other fear that I have is that, do I need to book a restaurant? Do I need reservations? Is it loosey-goosey in January? So I've joined a Facebook group called We Are Palermo on Facebook so that I can ask any questions as they come up. I've been able to allay my fears that way by putting myself into communities where I can ask questions, and also by hiring help. The third thing that I've done is to check out the landscape. Who are the players? So number one, temperature. I know that the temperature in Palermo is going to be a high of 59 in January, low of 44. Not too bad, but it does dictate which coat I bring with me, which is the bulkiest item I'm bringing, and I'm probably going to wear it on the plane. Number two is the activities. What are the high-level activities I'm going to be doing? Well, I'm going to be sightseeing. The show White Lotus, if you know this season, is set in Sicily, and there's some spots that I really want to see, including the winery as well as the Greek theater. So I have sightseeing, I've got dinners, and I've got the opera. The third thing is that it's important to know and build awareness around my limitations. I get major street style FOMO when I travel. I'm so distracted by this woman wearing these fabulous boots, and this person wearing a fabulous cape, and this person wearing this bag, and my head is in my closet back in New York as opposed to being present for the thing that I have traveled hundreds of miles for. So now my hack for that is that the minute I book my plane ticket, I start to think about what I'm going to be packing. And one hack that I want to share with you is that now on YouTube there are channels that literally have cameras trained on the major streets of cities around the world. The camera's literally trained on the streets, so you can see the street style firsthand and see what folks are wearing. So this has been a great way for me to then start to put on my whiteboard what I'm going to be wearing. Now, the final point I'm going to share with you before I get into my process of how I'm packing for Sicily is this. A lot of people might look at this video and be like, but why, Joya, like, who has this kind of time to prepare and think about their outfits? That's ridiculous. Well, that's fine. No love lost there. But my top values when I took stock of them are adventure and beauty. So I'm thinking, much as a leader would, about how what I'm doing in the way of activities is aligning with my top two values. So I'm most joyful when I'm on this trip. All right, now we're going to dig into how I'm packing for Sicily. I arrive in Palermo at about 11 o'clock on January 2nd. There is no direct flight from New York to Palermo, so you either have to connect in Zurich or you got to connect it in Rome at Fiumicino Airport. I know it's going to be a long day of traveling, and so I'm probably only going to get to the hotel room, shower, and change once, which means that the outfit that I'm picking not only has to get me through maybe seeing the Royal Palace of Palermo in the afternoon, and then the Room of Wonders, which is this beautiful blue room with Arabic inscriptions everywhere. If I plan to see those in the afternoon, then I'm probably going to go straight to dinner from there. And so I always find that, like, a beautiful silk shirt like this with my double-breasted wool coat, which I'll be wearing on the plane because it's my most bulky item along with shoes and some light jewelry. I love this jewelry line from Agape Paris. It's really light, but it's very elegant and it can dress up any outfit. And my go-to for dressing up anything from day to night is a beautiful silk scarf. So this Ferragamo scarf is something I can stuff in my bag, or is something that I can wear around my neck, and then I can drape it around me to take me through to dinner time. The next day, I am going to the winery that the two couples in the hit HBO show White Lotus go to in the series. It's called Planeta Sciara Nuova Winery, and it sits at the foot of Mount Etna and has this mineral-rich volcanic soil that finds its way into the wines. It's run by two brothers, Vito and Alessio Planeta, and so that is my plan to visit that the next day. For this, I'm just going to wear a sweater. The temperatures in Sicily are 59 degrees high, 44 degree low. So I figure I can just wear my big coat, and then I can wear a nice sweater and this scarf from Etro that I've had my eye on for quite some time. Wear that with black jeans and be on my way. And then if I decide to go to dinner at night, and if I get back to the hotel to change, I can just throw on these silk pants and be ready to go. The third day is a big day because I'm going to Mount Etna and I'm going to Taormina. Now, if you've been watching the show White Lotus, you know that Taormina is where the White Lotus Hotel, aka the Four Seasons, in the show is. The town is stunning. You see Ethan's character running through it, and I'm really eager to both go have lunch there as well as go see it. Now, given that it's going to be a long day, I will bring my coat, but I'm also going to be bringing this Uniqlo vest that's easily packable, so I can throw that on. I'll have tons of layers. But, if I do go to the restaurant in the White Lotus, I have, a pretty nice blouse that I can throw on over jeans and still feel like I'm presentable. My go-to bag nowadays is this crossbody bag that I got from Athleta. I love it so much. And that is what I'm going to be wearing on pretty much, as I'm walking around touring. This is a 12-hour day, so sneakers are going to get me through the day, and of course some sunglasses in the event of a lot of sunny weather. All right, so that brings me to January 5th, which is kind of the magnum opus. A gentleman who is the conductor of the Chamber Orchestra of New York is going to be unveiling his piece at the Teatro Massimo, which is the opera house in Palermo. My friend Jane, who's joining me on January 5th from New York, is on the board of the Chamber Orchestra, and so she's very generously invited me to this evening, and I'm so excited because I'm a huge opera fan. So for this occasion, I have chosen this gown from Hutch. It's no fuss, no muss, because we are going to be right across the street from the opera house. So we're just going to walk across, and I can just throw on, a shawl over this and feel very gussied up for the occasion. I have picked out this great old Russian jewelry set from Chico's, believe it or not. And I feel like that this can really dress up any mundane outfit and make me very opera ready for the evening. I think the overall theme that you're starting to see here in the way that I'm packing is that I'm very much thinking critically about how everything in my wardrobe is going to do double duty throughout the entire trip. I have a high-level mastermind. It's 12 months, and it's designed to get women leaders who want to build a personal brand. You've already had a big career behind you, and now you're thinking about that next chapter. And what sits on top of that next chapter is your personal brand. So we're going to be working, that's the framework for next year, but we're also going to be digging into what your current challenges are and workshopping a solution with this amazing elite group of women. So if you would like to enroll, just take this 4-minute quiz. How influential am I? How influential are you? Find out, and then let's talk.